In this tutorial, we will discuss how can we make a color font both with multiple tables such as color v1 and svg with open free software such as Fontforge and some Python. We have to check whether we have Python installed. Then we have to make a directory to make the new font. We'll change the directory, and then we have to install Fontforge. We have already Fontforge installed. We'll check it whether it is working. Yes, we'll make a new font and then start a new letter, say A. We'll draw some lines using the pen of the Fontforge. We are drawing an A with 3 lines. Now this has to be expanded to make stroke, and don't allow them to, we don't want to overlap. We need different stroke for the different color we'll use. So we have got 3 contours. Now we'll save this font, name this font and this font. Next, I'll create 3 more font for the 3 colors we'll be using. One will be the cyan font. We'll be using 3 colors, say cyan, magenta and yellow for the font. Another font will be, name the font as magenta, and we'll make another font name the font yellow, color font yellow. We have made 3 fonts for 3 layers, color layers we will be using. Next step is from the A of our color font, we'll copy one part, one contour, which will make cyan to cyan layer, A of cyan, paste it here. We'll save it, and then again go to the A. We'll take another part which will color in magenta and copy in the magenta font. Then we'll go to the third part. I have to save the font. I saved file, source file. Then we'll go to the third component of the glyph, copy it and paste it, the yellow part. So we have created 3 component font for 3 colors of the original color font. So we will now save the original font and generate true type font. Because for the next step we will need the true type fonts. For each layer we will generate color font, then generate color font yellow, then color font magenta, then color font cyan. So we generate layers for all font. You can generate it for all the glyphs. We are now working with one glyphs. For next step, we need to create a virtual environment within our folder. So we'll write Python 3 mven env is our virtual folder. Then we have to update pip, which will install our necessary packages such as OpenTypeSVG, and next is the nanoemoji, which are two packages required for. So we updated pip, and using the pip we will install OpenTypeSVG and nanoemoji. Now we are installing OpenTypeSVG. Okay, there is one error because we are installing OpenTypeSVG, but we are installing not in the we need to install in the virtual environment. For that we need to activate the virtual environment. We are installing in the home file that is not usable. We have to go to the env activate. So we write source env activate so that we change to the environment, virtual environment, then install again. So we update pip here, which will be cached, and then we install OpenTypeSVG here in the virtual environment. It will install all the dependencies which were not installed earlier. So it will install all the dependencies of OpenTypeSVG, otherwise OpenTypeSVG will not work, such as it is installing font tools, Rotli, and other Joffly. Next we have to install nanoemoji. Nanoemoji is open source Python library by Google, which converts OpenTypeSVG fonts to other variants such as CBDT and color v1, v0. So that will be useful for font which are usable in all platforms, because OpenTypeSVG works in Safari and Firefox but doesn't work in Chrome, whether color v1 works in Chrome but doesn't work in Safari or Firefox. So we need to create a font which works in all browsers and all environment. For that we'll need this nanoemoji, which will add the necessary table to the files so that we can use it. So nanoemoji with all its dependencies will get installed gradually. So it will help us convert the OpenTypeSVG font, which is also a color font, but with additional table for it is to be usable in multiple environment and multiple browser. So nanoemoji is being installed. It requires multiple requirements for font manipulation such as font math, EF2FT, Skia, and other Python libraries. So they are being installed in the now the final stage of generating the font. So from the layers we have created, we'll create the SVG file So layer 1 is the cyan layer, color code 00FFFF. Layer 2 is the magenta layer, color code is FF00FF. And color 3 is the yellow layer, the color code is FFFF00. And we then name the corresponding font name, such as new font. Now the font name is color font. We have to use that color font cyan for first part, color font magenta for the second part, and color font yellow for the third part. So all the three layers, separate fonts, will be combined to create a SVG file. So one SVG file is created. Then we will add that SVG to our base font, which has all the three layers as a black and white, and we have to add to the SVG to this base font. We are dealing with only one glyph for an example. We can create all the glyphs, then add them together, and it will work. So we have to add SVG to the color font. We don't have color font. What happened to the color font? Base color font, only the layer fonts are there. Let's see. Okay, we have made a typing error, so our color font is named as Conlo font. There is a typo. The typo is remaining. So we have to generate the Conlo font, and I can rename it color font. You can either use Conlo font or you can rename as color font. Let us rename it color font for our usefulness. Okay, so we add the SVG to the color font with all the three layers are added. So our OpenTypeSVG color font is ready. We can use it in Firefox and Mac. But to use in other platform, we have to add the bitmap and the color color files. So we add the bitmap and color files to the color font TTF. Sorry, there is a typo. I have, instead of bitmap, it should be bitmaps. Okay. Now nanoemoji is adding the bitmaps. The font is generated. Let's see. It is generated in the build area. Here we have that. The color font added to CBDT. You can see the color font with 3 color layer is generated.